Welcome to Riverbend Talon on WBGZ. Brought to you by the Halpin Music Company.
Another Thursday night, another Riverbend Talon on the Big Z. I'm Dennis, Pigpen with me. The Sea Shanty Sing-Along already underway at Morrisons Irish Pub. Goes until 9 o'clock. Later tonight, trivia night at the Conservatory. Across the line, 7-11 at Fast Eddie's tonight in Alton. The open mic at Ragin Cajun starts at 9. Grand Pagano already underway at Georgia's local brew in Jerseyville. Mad Heaton underway at Big Daddy's in Edwardsville. Strings and Keys kick it at 7 till 11 o'clock at Deutsch Village Inn at Pontoon Beach. Frankie and the House Shakers underway. 6 o'clock until 9 o'clock at Patrick's in Granite City. Madeline Colebrecker, 5:30. She started up the Prairie Inn in Dorsey. She'll go till 8:30. And the open jam still going with James Murphy, formerly of Head East, like everybody else, and Tim Elmore at the Hard Dog Cafe. I'm telling you, go to their website and look at the list. It's unbelievable. It's like 30 guys in the band over the years.
Some of them only made it for a week or two.
That's the Hard Dog Cafe up there in Livingston, and Experience Live Music Row underway down there in Belleville. The festival every single week and weekend, Wednesday through Sunday down there in Belleville with our friends Roaming Home doing an open mic tonight.
Nice. And it's got to be coming up on 2 years or something for that. It's been well over a year that's been going. So
we can't remember what last week was, Pigpen, time just doesn't matter, does it?
You know what? Time's just oppressive. It's just a number. What is it, 85, 13? I don't know.
So we can be somewhere at all the same moment.
You know, I can tell you, when you're like on psychedelics, time means nothing. That's all I know for sure. It means nothing.
I don't think time ever means anything to you.
Well,
6
there might
o'clock
be a
on
connection.
Thursday.
There might be a connection there. I usually walk in here almost on time. Well, that's a pretty decent little Thursday night in our little Riverbend area here, where the river runs backwards.
So we're doing a radio show, Pigpen. You have some guests here, and you were going to introduce them.
I didn't know we were doing a radio show. I totally forgot. We have the band Kirkos. Right? Did I say that right? Yeah. Oh, man. Okay. Got it right. Kirkos. We've got, right to my direct right, we got Jacob, the keyboard player. How's it going?
Good. How are you, man?
Doing fine. Nice to meet you.
You too.
Yeah, I'm watching you, though. You have to lean a little more into the mic, because otherwise I'm like just reading lips, which I'm horrible at. Because as near as I could tell, I had just read your lips, and you're like, you're cool and pretty hot. I couldn't hear, but that's what, it's the vibe I was getting at anyway. All right, welcome to the show, Jake. Miles.
Yeah,
drummer.
how are you doing?
Yeah, nice.
Nice to
Named
meet
after
you.
Miles Davis. I'm just assuming. Just we're gonna go with that for
Yeah.
sure. Right. You are the percussionist.
I am.
All right.
Yes, sir.
And just down from you, we got Jordan
What's up, man?
thumping the bass.
Oh, yeah.
That's all the butts are shaking to the bass, man.
Yeah, slapping the bass.
Oh yeah. I'm just saying the low end fills up every crevice of the room. You can't hide from it. It goes through walls. It's just chill out, dude. We'll get to the bass players last. Oh no,
Usually, per usual.
per usual.
Yeah, but we're waiting for you to drop that awesome moment out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That lets us know you're here.
Yeah.
So it's just like being on stage.
Oh yeah.
Only you got to come up with a line, like spoken.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I think of a good spoken
Right,
line, not
right.
bass line.
You got it.
A lot of times the bass players sit quietly until you razz them just enough, and then they'll throw a good one at you.
Ba-dum-bum.
Ba-dum-bum. All right, so there we go. So this is the band again, Kirkos. So I'm saying it right.
You are.
Okay, so I said it wrong so many times.
Most people do.
And usually, like, I immediately just make up a name for a band anyway. But this one has perplexed me just enough that we're going to dive straight into the question: what is up with the name Kirkos?
So it's actually
Not you, anybody but no. I'm
right,
kidding.
yeah, so
I'm
let
kidding.
Jake
No,
go.
man, I'm totally kidding.
Well,
Go
if you
ahead.
want to hear from the bass player at all, which usually people don't that much.
No, go ahead. Jordan, the bass player. Tell us about the name Kirkos.
So the word is actually a Greek word, and it means like circus or like circle, and it's the root word for circus. And so we were kind of like tossing some ideas around. Our sound kind of sounds a little bit circusy at times, kind of like
like it
big
already.
and kind of wild like that. And so we were thinking, let's see if this works good. It's a good short word, something to remember pretty easily, if you can remember how to say it right.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and I bet when you Google it, no other bands have that.
Yeah.
Because that's the hardest thing. A lot of bands are just giving themselves numbers now. Because it's hard to come up with a name, man. Like, we're Red 743. Yeah, it is fine. That's cool.
It's like a football play.
Right? And it is. But I don't know. So that's cool. And just the fact you said that your music is circusy, like all the time in my head is like, so like there's always a circus going on. Psychedelic circus, man. So cool. So Kirkos, and you say that's a Greek for circus, and let's see, was it? It's as you said that, my brain went into overdrive. I don't think he was Greek though. I think he was Roman. You've heard the those who don't learn history are damned to repeat it.
Yeah.
Or okay. So that was a poet. Oh man, I'm totally slipping on his name now.
Schleprock.
His name was Juvenal, and I think he was Roman, not Greek. But his my favorite saying of his was, "Give them bread and circuses, and they'll never revolt." And he's talking to the government, like, "Don't let them get hungry or bored, or they're going to overthrow you quick, bro." And they're still working off that to this day. They still believe in that stuff from thousands of years ago. All right, so Greek. Who was the Greek? Or was it the Greek word for circus? Beautiful. Now let's get down to the sound. What do you guys are original? Mainly all original.
Yeah,
You don't
we'll
even
do some covers here and there, but
right.
Mostly original music.
Right. All right. And is who else? Who's missing from this lineup here?
Guitar player.
Yeah.
Oh, they're so worthless. So like, and unreliable. Like, so anyway, who's the guitar player that's missing?
It's our buddy AJ Halcrow.
AJ. Hey, AJ. Thanks for not coming, bud. I mean, I'm just so you know.
We've got a rule. If you don't show up, we talk about you.
We're going to make fun of you just a little bit. And we're not going to call you AJ either. We're going to give you a new name. First name Harry, last name Grundle. I don't know.
I kind of like AJ. That's a good one.
It is. AJ Foyt, man. He's
That's
my
right.
favorite racer when I was a kid.
He's a local guy, sort of.
Yeah, he was. Actually, one of his pit crew guys lived on my street, and it said he had AJ Foyt inscribed on his bumper of his truck.
You lived on a lot of streets, though.
Well, they don't let me stay long at many places. It's like either the neighbors move or I move. Something's got to give. So, there you go. So AJ, missing in action, and I'm sure he had something real important to do. Like get his beauty sleep. I'm sure he's got to be up early to work at Kinko's or wherever. I don't know. AJ, we miss you, buddy. So let's just get down to it. AJ's probably not that good of a guitar player anyway, right? I mean, you can tell him he's not here. He's not listening. It's on video and it's going to be on Facebook, but he's probably not, or social media, whatever that is. He's not on that, right? Like, go ahead, tell me about AJ.
No comment.
Oh, that lets you know that I hit a sore spot. AJ, you better practice, buddy.
AJ's a ripper.
He does rip for real.
All right. Well, I'm at this point. I'm gonna go away from you guys, and I'm gonna ask Dennis over here.
Yeah, they're called Kirkos, and that's pretty cool. I give you kudos for having a band name that someone hasn't chose, but you still got to put band at the end of it to find you guys, right? So it's KIRKOS band.
Yes, sir.
.com.
Yep.
Yeah, or any other social media, put that band on there, right?
Yep.
Right on.
Now I got a question for you, Dennis. We
All
were
right.
talking about AJ being AJ's guitar playing. You listened to some of the music today.
I did.
So you tell me, man.
Well, I got to admit, Jacob stood out to me the most.
Yeah.
And that's where the circus sound comes from. Mm-hmm. Because he's got this big, I'd call it a haunting organ sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sometimes...
type.
I definitely get into some electric piano stuff, but the organ's inspired by Hammond sounds for sure.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
So put jam band with crazy organ sound, and you got them. Is that pretty close?
Yeah, I'd say we definitely pull from jam bands and prog music, and the organ's definitely.
You seem like a King Crimson fan.
King Crimson's definitely an influence on when we came together early on. We talked about that being an influence for sure.
Yeah. So let me ask you about this specific song. First, the band Fish. You guys know Fish,
Of course.
The band, the song Esther.
I thought you said go fish, and I was
Go
starting to
fish.
draw cards.
Where are they?
You familiar with their song called Esther?
That's one of my favorite songs.
It's circus music.
Yeah.
It's like a story of an evil doll with this circus music behind. I love it because it's like, where am I?
It opens up with the creepy organ on
Oh
it.
yeah. That's I've seen those guys a bunch way back in the heyday or whatever. But anytime they would play that one, I'd get a little goosebumps. Like, oh yeah. And as soon as you said circus music jam band, that's the first song that came to my mind. So I just wanted to make sure we were all on the same page here.
Let me throw one more important word for a description of this band.
All right.
Instrumentals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Are there any vocals?
There are vocals.
There are.
Hey, and who does the vocals for the most part? Or is it all just all over the place?
It's split between me and AJ, primarily.
You and AJ. Well, let's just say it, you're probably the better one. I bet you show up enough that when you sing, AJ.
Well, that's for sure.
You don't hear AJ's voice if he's not there. We know that much. We learned that tonight, AJ.
So
I hope he's cute. He's got to at least be the eye.
He's a very
candy.
cute fella.
Okay. Well, you know what, AJ? I didn't mean to talk so much smack. I didn't know you were cute. Now I'm taking up for you. You guys leave AJ alone.
So the latest release from September features 6 instrumentals.
Okay.
It's called Unearthed.
Yes, sir.
All right. And as you in your writing process, is it ever started out that, hey, this is going to be an instrumental, or hey, this, or is it just you might have lyrics, or tell me about your process.
Most of the time, if the song's gonna have lyrics, so far at least for us, they were already written first, and then we kind of have a lyrical base to kind of build a song around.
So the most of the lyric songs, the lyrics are there, and you build the music around the lyrics. Okay, and that was kind of the question. Is that and there's no right or wrong answer. Who cares in the end?
Yeah,
I'm just trying to see if you got another process than me that I can steal. Right. That's the whole reason I'm here, man. To try and see what I can take from you guys. So far, I lifted your wallet. If you had a watch, I would have taken it. You ain't got no watch. And you, sir, wearing bread bags for shoes. There's nothing I want from you.
And no drip.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, these poor guys.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You drove a long way just for this, just for abuse.
That's like most of our shows. So.
You can't please all the people all the time, and all those people are at all of my shows.
Yeah. For real. Mitch Hedberg. Yeah. Absolutely.
Love it, man. Love it. So you guys are from the St. Louis area, is that correct?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. North County, South County, the Grove. Where you from, bro?
I grew up in Kirkwood.
Rich kids.
And then the two of us are originally from Birmingham, Alabama, but we live here in St. Louis, or not here, but we live in St. Louis in the city.
Okay, nice. Alabama, huh?
Yeah.
Civil War fans?
No, we try to kind of look over that a little bit. We kind of move past that era.
Just seeing if you're history buffs, bro. Making sure we're, just trying to read the room here, see where everybody's at, man.
So let me guess, though, not a lot of places to play in Alabama.
There's Birmingham itself has kind of a robust art scene, but the surrounding areas, it can be a little more difficult to find people that are like open and accepting of just more experimental sounds in general. They're a little bit more tied to traditional kind of music.
Right on.
I feel like he just described Birmingham like coffee. It's very robust.
It's like a medium roast.
Right. Let's see.
I love the stories the Allman Brothers used to tell, though, about how, they had a black drummer, but they had more problems with their long hair than getting a black drummer in the club.
Yeah, we had our fair share of problems with the long hair down there as well.
Yeah. Let's see who we got from Alabama. Let's Drive-By Truckers. Those guys from Alabama, right?
Yep.
Yeah, fans of those fellas.
Yeah, I like them a good bit.
Yeah, they kind of got that, Southern rock, but then it's just like Leonard Skinner, very tongue-in-cheek with it all. Sort of kind of mocking the South as they sing it in the Southern rock style.
Yeah.
You gotta love it. So.
Yeah, I've been to Florence and I've been to Muscle Shoals. And,
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
They got a good music tradition up in Muscle Shoals for sure.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, what's the jazz guy's name that's from there? He's pretty famous, but I can't think of
Morgan
his name.
Freeman.
Yeah, it's an initial, like WC or something. I don't remember.
W.C. Field.
Sorry. Had to brush up on my jazz before.
Yeah, and see that slipped my mind. Muscle Shoals. We've got
The Swampers.
the Swampers down there. That they recorded 90% of the music I listened to as a kid. Maybe not that, because there was the Wrecking Crew, and I did listen to it out of stacks and stuff too. But yeah, that was like one of the greatest bands. God knows how many albums the Swampers played on that everyone thinks, oh, that's the Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band. No, that's the Swampers.
You know, God is probably the only one who does know how many albums they played on, because a lot of times they weren't credited. So.
Yeah. And actually, to tie that to the Drive-By Truckers, Patterson Hood's dad was one of the Swampers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, his dad was a Swamper. So that's his connection to Muscle Shoals. Probably how they got in there to record a couple of their albums, I'm sure.
So Kirkos is in to tell us about the Winter Jam Festival that Mr. Marshall and Gracias is putting on, like he does every January something or other.
Yeah,
right?
And he will be in next week to let us throw pineapples at him or whatever. I don't know what we're going to do.
So this year it's January 26th and 27th. That's a Friday and Saturday with the Sandwich Brothers kicking it all off. Setting the sound at 6 o'clock on a Friday night.
And there you go.
6:05. Write that down, Pigpen.
I don't want to be late, man. I 6:05.
Because you don't want to cut into Darry Garcia's Lonesome Blues time.
Well, there's one thing
coming
that
at 7:20.
I'm pretty much a stickler about getting bands on and off stage, because if you don't get off stage on time, you are messing up the band that comes at. You're stealing some of their time.
Oh yeah.
And that's just not cool. So
yeah, and then Joshua, Grassle and Friends will follow, and then our guests on a Friday night, the headliners.
Yep.
Kirkos.
Woohoo.
all right, and Kirkos kicks it off at what time?
10 to 11, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you kick it off at 6, though. Just make sure you didn't forget.
Oh yeah. I gotta be there earlier, don't I? I will be there much earlier, because we'll be setting up some sound and lights for the whole thing. So it'll be I'll be worn out by 6.
And that's at Jacoby's Art Center this year, a $20 ticket on a Friday night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then, of course, the after party at the Conservatory. Both nights.
Who's playing Friday?
At the Conservatory.
Conservatory.
Whoever shows up and sets up.
Really? Okay. I know the
there's-
Hideous Gentleman's playing one night. At least that's what Jared had told me.
Possibly. I didn't see a list for that. It just said after party at the Conservatory, and I know Marshall likes to just have Jam Fest, so could be anybody.
It could be.
That's why you have to show up. We can't give away all the secrets, Big Pen.
Well, I was at the Music Exchange last week or the week before, and just talking with Jared a little bit, and he said something about playing the.
That might be his Friday.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because they do like a certain Friday every month there. And why not? I mean, they're right next door.
It's not too hard to take our equipment through the one door.
I bet you know who the headliner is on Saturday, though.
I believe that's going to be Aaron Kamm and the One Drops.
Don't forget that name, do you? Yeah.
Well, and I'm not saying this in any bad way or anything, but when they played out here at the Rotary Park over the summer, and we brought the PA, and we thought we were running sound, and they had a sound man with them, and he was a nice guy. And we trusted him enough. We gave him our stuff, and then we got wasted and didn't oversee him, and we blew up a sub. But you can't. But that's the price of doing business, man. And had we watched him instead of getting wasted,
there you go.
That wouldn't have happened. So there's nobody to point fingers at except myself. But Aaron and Kamm, Aaron Kamm and the One Drops worked with those guys, and they are always professional to work with, and they put on a great show, high energy show.
So let's just quickly go over Saturday's lineup.
All
Pickin
right.
Buds at 4:20, CornFish at 5:50,
Oh, my buddy.
Colt Ball and Friends at 7:20, and Aaron Kamm 9:30.
All right.
After party both nights at the Conservatory. And I think they have a wrestling ring set up in there. All the bands.
Oh yeah.
Whoever goes over the rope is the first guy up on stage, and they just slowly throw people over until they've got a full stage.
5 bands enter, 1 band leaves.
Then all the wrestlers left just start dancing at that point, and peace breaks out. And the world is saved. So,
oh man,
what do you expect from an after party? I hate to give it all away.
Just the idea that there's a wrestling rink set up is got me where I'll be there. I'll be there. Hopefully it'll be full of roller derby girls or something cool.
But before you guys get to the Winter Jam, you're heading to Cincinnati.
We are, yes, sir.
January 20th
Yep.
at what's it called here? Stanley's
Pub. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Been there before?
We have. This will be our 4th time going back to Stanley's Pub.
Nice.
It's a pretty small, kind of like small heady bar. They do a bunch of stuff for the local jam scene in Cincinnati. They've been there for like 40-something years, so they've got a pretty good presence there.
Nice.
Good community out there as well.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cincinnati's one of them towns, of course, WKRP in Cincinnati, first thing to come to my head. But I've not spent a lot of time in that town. It's like right across the river from Covington, Kentucky, and there's a theater there that I go to some shows at. Okay. So then I'll go over to Cincinnati and just kind of check it out, and it's a pretty cool little town, and it seems like they got a nice little scene popping in the downtown area. So,
honestly, they do.
And they treat you good enough at this place. What was it called?
Stanley's Pub.
Stanley's Pub. They treat you good enough. You're coming back for the 4th time.
Yep.
So that's Stanley must know how to make you feel good.
Yeah, he's done the magic touch.
When I think of Cincinnati, I think of the 40th parallel in the Society of Cincinnati. And then I start thinking about the Big Red Machine and Pete Rose and Joe Morgan.
Oh, yeah.
So
Pete Rose, man. Greatest manager of all time. Didn't he have a TV show like every Saturday? Or maybe that's Johnny Bench. I don't know. It's
another good one. At least you're in the right town, Pigpen.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
Johnny Bench had the baseball bunch.
Oh, that was kind of like the Apple Dumpling Gang.
With the San Diego Chicken. Everybody remembers the San Diego Chicken.
It's a big old chicken. You see that chicken?
But you guys travel a little
We
bit.
do. Yes, sir.
Been to Omaha?
We have.
I'm sorry. You get some Omaha steaks. What'd you do? No, where'd you play in Omaha?
We played at a place called Broke Down Palace. And it's a dead bar.
I was going to say,
really cool place.
I'm picturing a 13-point lightning bolt right off the bat.
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah.
Broken Down Palace, nice. And again, been there before.
That was our first time there.
Yeah, we did a brunch set. It was actually pretty fun.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. That's
supplied breakfast. It's pretty good.
That's pretty sweet. You get some like free ham and.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah. You can't pass up the old eggs Benedict, you know.
So you're heading out to Vegas in April.
We are. Yep.
Right.
We're
The
playing
Sand Dollar?
the Sand Dollar downtown. We're doing a late night show. It's not an official after party, but we're calling it an after party for the Fish Sphere Run that's happening there that weekend.
Nice.
It's our first time in Vegas, so
Okay.
we're really excited about that.
Just look on the ground and there's pornography, man.
Oh,
It's a family town.
yeah, real good scene, wholesome.
So how long you guys been together?
About 2 years now, coming up in February.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how did 2 boys from Alabama make their way up here to start this band?
Well, I used to live with Miles out in Colorado.
Okay.
And we've all kind of passed through Colorado at one time or another. And we were visiting here, kind of traveling through the country, and he just convinced us to stay. So
Had an extra room?
Pretty convincing.
I've got a couch. I'm sure it doesn't take much more than that, you know. I'm just saying.
Just being able to play drums.
That was the main thing.
That's where I was going. You travel the whole entire country to find a drummer.
Pretty much. Like, honestly, yeah.
Always got work.
Yeah, that works. That's
Well, hey, it's a family show. You can talk about what you do for money later.
Oh, yeah.
I bet you do get a lot of work, though. You got a pretty mouth.
Find me on Broadway.
They make you sleep in your bass drum, don't they?
Yeah,
I'm just picturing that.
Oh, yeah.
They're like,
Yeah,
we'll
there's only
stay.
3 seats in the van. I just curl up.
Poke hole food through the hole for him.
Meat and cheeses.
I'm picturing the movie Orgasmo. I don't know if you're fans of that, but they make the one guy like sleep in a box or whatever. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
It's pretty similar to that.
Yeah, I know, man. I can see. I got the kind of eyes that can tell what's happening. So, Kirkos, man, you guys got a recording? You ever been in the studio?
We just talked about that, Pigpen.
I don't remember that. I remember staring up at that blank TV. Oh, there's not a TV. I thought, I must have thought.
6 instrumentals on the latest release,
right,
Unearthed, that came out in September.
Yeah, what we didn't talk about that I was trying to lead into. I'm like, did we talk about a studio? Where did you record this at?
So I play drums in another band called No Antics as well. That's kind of more like punk.
Quit bragging.
Right. But
No Antics. Right? Nice.
My singer in that band, Molly Giesing, she has a home studio, and so she records all her stuff and mixes and masters it, and she does a really good job with it.
Okay, cool. Molly what?
Molly Giesing.
Molly Giesing. Okay. Mm-hmm. And is her studio? It's just a home studio, or is it like for rent? Like,
it's a home studio. Yeah, she like
she does client, like I could pay to go in there if I wanted to?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's why I wanted to give her make sure we get the name out. What's the name of the studio?
Fem Grime Studios.
Fem
Grime Studios.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you said Fem Grind for a minute. I'm like, that's kind of hot. I don't know if the recording's any good, but I'm pretty interested in checking it out. You guys
I was thinking hot when I heard "girl with a studio."
I think my mind, like as soon as he
I
said
don't
it,
care what it's called.
right, my mind had already gone to like, wow, Molly sounds all right. Chick with a studio, and then he's like, Fem Grind. I'm like, whoa. Sounds like the kind of girl that could probably take me in a fair fight now. I don't fight fair, so it don't matter. Fem Grime.
Yeah.
Okay, and so I just want to put a shout out because hey, it's in St. Louis, is that right?
Yeah. It's like kind of like Afton area.
Afton.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, right on. Cool. And the process, the recording process, was it a? We start with the backbone with the drums and then layer over the top of it. Was it more of a jam? So, we play it live and maybe do a little overdub.
We did it live all together just to get a more natural feel to it.
Yeah.
And I think it works well doing it that way for us.
You guys have done several things that way, right? You get a lot of live recordings. You
Yep.
do that on YouTube as well.
We do.
Check you guys out. A lot of live
On
videos.
archive.org as well.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we just released a live album on Spotify and Apple Music called Live in Lincoln.
Yeah.
Or Live from Lincoln.
So we
Lincoln,
try to,
Nebraska?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
We try to get recordings of all our shows, and then depending on the sound quality, we'll determine if we want to put it on just on archive or on like actual streaming services as an official release or not.
Right.
Right, absolutely.
And you got your set lists up on your
Yep,
website as
we
well.
do. Yep.
That's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun looking back on that.
Yeah.
Being able to-
I don't remember playing those songs. I hope you remember, Miles. You're the drummer.
Oh, yeah.
You got to hold it together, buddy. It's all
The
on
weight of the
you.
world on my shoulder.
That's right.
Last February, we did Tom Jones, She's a Lady. We opened with it. I don't remember that.
Everyone knows when the drummer drops his stick and is looking around for it and can't find it.
Try to keep a couple on deck.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so there you go. And when's the next plans for returning to Molly's? Because I want to go with you. Is all I'm asking. This isn't even about you guys anymore.
I'm sure. Really.
No, have you got new songs that you haven't
Yeah.
recorded yet?
We've got new songs we're working on all the time, but right now we've got a handful of songs that we're going to work into an EP that we're going to record sometime this spring. We don't have a date down yet, but like a 3-song EP probably coming out.
EPs are okay. I way
Yeah.
prefer a full release.
I'm confused on what an EP actually is anymore. Is it 3, 4?
It's
is
like-
it 5 songs?
It's not a
Is it
full
2?
release.
Is it 6? So the last one wasn't an EP?
The last one was because of the length of the album, how each of
Okay,
the songs
minutes.
were pretty long. Yeah.
Okay.
So it ended up being about 50 minutes total.
Right.
So that was closer to a full release size. And the EP
he
will be a
said
little
it.
shorter.
You said the praise, the praise, praise the praise. I can't even talk, bro.
I mean, because the Allman Brothers could do a 2-song EP and it could fill a whole 60 minutes.
Right.
Oh, it's like a 4-album, box set.
2 songs.
Yeah. So, yeah, really can. And EP's extended play, right?
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
what happened there?
Yeah, I don't know. I've always wondered
But
that.
it's not a long play. That's an LP.
Right. I'm really confused. Let's just say it's an ice cream release.
Yeah.
I know what ice cream is.
Uh-huh.
I know I like it for
I
sure.
always know that.
Ice cream and naps.
Goes good with the circus.
Oh, it does.
All right, so let's get down to the whole circus thing. Clowns. Creepy as could be, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm just making sure. Again, we all got to be on the same page here, I mean, not all of them are creepy. I mean, there's, like John Wayne Gacy seemed all right.
Yeah.
He's pretty all right guy. Yeah.
He's an outlier.
Yeah, I mean, he was a deacon in his church, so I'm sure he was fine.
Yeah.
I think he ran Kentucky Fried Chickens or something. I'm sure. No, I don't know.
We played with a band back in the day from Florida called Gardy Lou. And when they came to town, their whole mission was not really to play with us, but to go visit John Wayne Gacy in prison because he had made their album cover.
Whoa.
So, yeah.
He was an artist and he did their album cover? Wow.
So he painted a picture of a clown holding a plate of poo. Because Gardy Lou is what you would yell when you threw your poo out the window of a castle.
Oh, wow.
Or even a second story,
Interesting.
But anytime you're throwing in Gardy Lou!
Out of the van on the highway.
But,
I'm pretty sure it come from castles.
There's always those guys who, like the golfers who don't yell four till it's already hit you. There's always the guys who, Gardy Lou! Sorry about that. Prankster's been around a long time. That's all I'm saying, bro.
So let's go over what's going down Friday night, Pigpens. We've got an opportunity, thanks to Halpin Music Company and Mr. Matt Van Voorhis of Town Club. So we got the live Irish music, as always, on a Friday night at Morrisons Irish Pub, and one of the guys that's going to be playing the Winter Jam, Darry Garcia's Lonesome Blues. Fired up on a Friday night down at the Conservatory from 8:30 to 11:30, and piano's always Ragin at the Ragin Cajun. 9 o'clock, up all night at Fast Eddie's, 7:30 to 11:30. The BuzzTones doing the VFW on a Friday night from 7 to 11. Exit 52 Acoustic at Baker's and Hale from 7 to 11. Lanny and Julie out at Laux Brickhouse in Bethalto from 7 to 10. And the Wildey, what's the tribute band this time? Breakfast in America.
I'm a Supertramp fan.
Yeah, you are a tramp.
I do, man. I'm not just a tramp. I'm a super tramp.
So we got the Supertramp celebration at the Wildey on Friday night. Andrew Dahl Duo, 6 to 9 around the corner at Big Daddy's in Edwardsville. And our buddies, the Poor Dirty Astronauts, 5 to 8 at the Stagger Inn again in Edwardsville. Still top name in the area, Poor Dirty Astronauts. I'm going to say you like what was the girl band thing you like?
I like the Pussycat and the Swallowtails. Right. That was a great name. I don't know what happened to them.
Well, they're hiatus. We'll call it that.
But I do like the Poor Dirty Astronauts. That's a good
beautiful name.
That's a beautiful name.
Scott Knert.
Easy there, buddy.
Knert? Yeah.
He's a Knert.
He's doing the Chop House.
Who's my Knert?
We'll be taking your car apart at the Chop House and having a steak with you at 1818 in Edwardsville. The Double Wide Duo out at Cabin at Judy Creek, 7 to 11 in Glen Carbon. Here's one of your bands, Lickety Split.
Yeah, but that's a good band name. Better name for a strip club.
Right? Great venue, though. Deutsch Village Inn and Pontoon Beach. Always a good time at Deutsch. Fleetwood Family. They'll tee it up with Lofty's Comment.
Ooh, that's a good double header right there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
7 p.m. till midnight at Tegan's Pub in Granite City. Mr. Matt Tall will be, that's Matt Van Voorhis' buddy there. Matt Tall.
Matt T and Matt V.
That's right. The Stubblefield Canee. Just trying to rhyme.
That was great, man. Well, thank you. You're like Bob Dylan over there.
I prefer making up my own words to rhyme.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got that from Slayer. 6 to 9 at Georgia's local brew in Jerseyville, Matt Taw. Fry Project out at the Rustic in Warden from 7 to 11. Lazy Lester up in Highland at the 501 Blues Club, and another night of Experience Live Music Row.
Hey, man, and we got so we don't always mention who's doing this, but right off the bat, I see a band called Ship of Fools. Don't know them, but
I wonder if there's some Robert Plant in that.
It's a Grateful Dead song, so that's what I thought of.
Maybe
also,
Zeppelin,
also the scruffy looking Nerf Herder song. That's another person I like the name of that.
The Spilly Boys. The Spilly Boys, Spilly Nelson, also down in Belleville on Friday night at 8 o'clock at Schmitty's, and the Strangers Duo in Waterloo this weekend at the Silo on Route 3. Yeah, I got some good stories about silos.
Well, there's been a lot of things done in silos.
Right. Flipside doing Tucker's up in Eldred at 8 o'clock on a Friday night.
That's pretty good Friday night going on there.
Night.
All right. So
now these guys we're talking to, Kirkos, they got a busy February too. They're playing at Broadway Boat Bar.
Broadway Boat Bar.
Yeah, St. Louis on February 10th.
Yep.
And where's the Broadway Boat Bar? It's on Broadway, I'm assuming.
It's on Broadway.
It is.
But like, where is there a boat bar on Broadway?
That's pretty
Because it's
far
kind of
from
on the
the
river,
river.
I think. So I think they have
Kinda.
like maybe some docks there or something. Okay. I'm assuming.
I think it's maybe just
I'm not sure
themed that way.
Yeah.
Like I think it's like a pirate themed kind of.
Oh.
Like,
Okay, all right.
Now we're digging it.
I was actually thinking, could be a pirate joint.
yeah.
So I remember now, in 1993, there was this terrible flood, and these pirates were floating down the river, and their boat breached, and it's still there, and they made a bar out of it.
Oh yeah.
Possibly, I don't know.
I was
There was a flood. That part was true.
I was actually a couple weeks ago in a place that I was told was an actual pirate run, and they had to shut it down. Like the government came in and shut the pirates down just because they were tearing up the reef. They didn't even really care that they were using it as a pass through. Like, don't bother us, you can pass through. But then they were tearing up their reef, and I'm like, that's pretty crazy that there's still pirates out there.
Oh yeah.
Like, there's still pirate ships going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was in the Navy, that's the only thing we actually dealt with. Were some pirates, yeah.
Were they Samoans?
They
I mean, not to
scary.
stereotype.
I mean, we had these giant guns, and they had like a little pistol.
They got cannons. That would be awesome. Oh man.
So we talked about Lofty's Comet playing down at Tegan's on Friday night. You guys are doing a show with them on the 23rd, right?
We are.
What is this, Greenfinch Theater?
Yep, that's a new spot in St. Louis City, and it's a theater, community theater, as well as a dive bar, cafe kind of thing.
Yeah, nice.
And it's where the Way Out Club used to be.
Okay.
And then it's been shut down for a while, and they got it and kind of remade the place.
Okay, I kind of remember the Way Out Club.
Yeah, it's been around a long time.
Familiarize me. What part of town?
It's off of Jefferson.
Okay.
And I'm trying to think exactly what part of town that would be.
Yeah, it's all right.
I can't remember
As soon as you said the
across
Way Out Club, I'm like, no, I'm familiar with that. But
Yeah.
I was picturing not the food, but what's the one we saw Rocky Erickson at there?
Oh man, I can't remember the name of that.
That's the one I was picturing, and I'm like, that's not it. Anyway, I get confused easy.
Yeah.
Remember earlier you dropped your keys, and I thought the phone rang. It's crazy in my head, man. All right. So just getting back. So what was the date on that? That
23rd.
the
Yep.
23rd of February.
Yep.
Yep.
February 23rd, and that's with Lofty's Comet.
It is.
Yep.
And another local band called Bonus Sandwich, and they're from St. Louis City.
Wait.
Ah!
Bonus Sandwich, really?
That's way better than Sandwich Brothers. I mean, you get a bonus right off the bat.
So I was in a band called the Sandwich Band.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then like two of the guys, both guitar players, one of them went and works with the Schwag to work for the Schwag, and then the other one moved back to California. And so some other guys joined it, but we had like 100 T-shirts or whatever. So I'm like, well, let's just call ourselves the Sandwich Brothers, and we can still sell these sandwich shirts, right?
Yeah.
But now you're telling me there's another sandwich themed band.
Now, wait a minute.
It's themed band.
You knew about the one in the Philippines when you started.
I was in the one in the Philippines, man. I started the one in the Philippines and left because I don't speak the language, man.
KirkosBand.com. KIRKOS.
.com.
.com.
Band.
Yeah.
.com. Yeah.
You want to put band if you're looking for them on YouTube,
See, actually, they weren't.
Spotify, any of that stuff.
They didn't really understand how this websites work, so it's actually Kirkos Band, and then you got to type in .com and then put .com.
Yeah.
It's .com.
That's fake news. Fake news. KirkosBand.com.
You ever Google yourself?
Yeah, we actually did that yesterday
I
to
did
see what
that today.
our search engine optimization was.
How'd you
looking
do
like.
on your page?
We were coming up towards the top,
Yeah.
so
I had you at the top, and that's the first
Nice.
time I searched it. So
good. That's what we're.
sometimes
that's
if
what we're
you're
looking
on a computer that you've already searched it comes up a lot.
for. Right.
It's got all our files.
Yeah, it's got our personal algorithm. It's like, yeah, you're looking for yourself for sure.
See, because
I got all your files now. So
When I Googled it, you guys came up, but there was kind of some weird, I had to scrub my browser. Let's just put it down. There was some odd things that came up at first. Like, wow, these German people at circuses do some odd, take care of their animals different than us. That's all.
The dark web.
Yeah, make sure your safe search results are on when you Google that. Don't go to images.
It was a German circus out there. Oddly enough, just like the Russian guys, they're all wearing black socks and nothing else. I don't get it. Oh, don't act like you don't know.
So just a refresher for the rest of the stoners in the crowd, we're talking to Kirkos, and we're talking to Jordan, who's the bass player, Miles, who's the drummer, and Jacob, who plays keyboards that are haunting and sound.
And the ghost of AJ's here if you guys want to ask him any questions.
Who?
Yes, I'm
Harry Grundle.
Who's AJ?
Yeah, Harry Grundle.
Yes, I'm turned on by my guitar playing.
They will be playing Friday, January 26th, part of Winter Jam, and Sandwich Brothers are open up for them.
It's our best gig, man. It's gonna be awesome, man. We're only like 3 hours before you guys, so I'm expecting there to be a huge crowd waiting for you. I'm just saying, there's gonna be nobody there for us. My own people won't come see me.
But Winter Jam, part of a 2-night event, Friday and Saturday, 26th and 27th. A $20 ticket on Friday, $30 on Saturday.
Nice.
Jacoby's Art Center.
Yeah, and
Nice
these,
to see shows back at that place.
And Marshall always does a fine job. There's going to be vendors, I'm sure, poached about the place with all kinds of neat things to buy. There's a bar there, you can get whatever refreshments you want. But and it's Jacoby, so there's going to be lots of cool art in the next room over. You can always kind of stroll through, and you're like, man, I think I need to get away from this sandwich band. Their songs are dumber than most. 10% dumber than any other songs I heard tonight. No, Jacoby's always does great things down there. Marshall always does a great job. And I'm looking forward to hearing Kirkos because I am going to be popping my Kirkos cherry that evening.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
And so let's go. Yeah, it's don't be in the splash zone. It's all. It's like Gallagher show, man. You only 3-4 rows back, right? It's gonna be. I'm just saying, if you're any good. I mean, otherwise, I'm just be like. I'll start yelling Skinner at you, like free
Bird request, yeah.
So that's Winter Jam coming up Saturday, Friday and Saturday, the 26th and 27th of January.
Winter Jam 2024. Be there.
Man, the speakers are vibrating now. Yeah. Jacoby's. That's where we're talking. You got to tell them where to be if we want them to be there.
So I got a question before we have to jump back in and figure out what's going on Saturday. We talked a little bit about your writing process in the sense of you do a lot of instrumentals, and if you have a song with words, it's usually you start with the words, build around it. But the question I wanted to ask, the follow-up question, but I'm just not good at this. I don't know what I'm doing here. Who writes the bulk? Is this a main writer in the band, or is it just everybody comes up with ideas, or how?
It's collaborative.
Yeah, it's kind of
Very collaborative. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's I didn't know if there was like a driving force that was like, hey, I got a riff, you guys tell me what to do after that, or if it was just you just never know who's gonna pop up with something. Or a lot of times with jam bands, you're just jamming and go, wait, hurry up and record that one before we forget it. That riff and put that in a song later.
Yeah.
It's definitely some of that, and also, so we'll come to each other with a beat or a riff or whatever and build on that. But a lot of it does come organically just from jamming too.
And I was expecting from both Jacob and Jordan that answer, and from Miles, I just sort of thought you were going to be like, well, I usually pick a song I really like, and I'm like, I'll just speed that up a little bit. Hey, I'm not talking.
Throw a kick drum here.
If you're going to steal from the best. That's all I say. So, get some Zap or something. Okay, and with that, again, an important question that determines how close we're going to become as friends. You Zappa.
Yeah.
Where you staying in?
I like it.
Yeah, we like them.
Yeah, okay. That's not quite enough. That wasn't enough excitement.
We're expecting bows and praise.
Well, like George Duke's my favorite. Something, man. That's all right. Yeah, I mean, you're probably all Steve Vai fans, whatever. Earlier you said the jam band aspect, and Zapp is one of those guys that. It's like he's the closest to perfection of leaving open spaces for guys to play, but having almost just utter complete control over the band and making them do insane things. And it's hard to have music that one guy has an iron fist over, sort of, and still leave room for guys to breathe. But those guys manage to do it, man.
Well, there's this thing called charts, Big Ben.
Oh, you think you're so smart that you don't read?
No, I don't. They do.
Yeah, I know.
And, acid jazz was started by Zappa.
Yeah.
As he brought all these jazz musicians who were making no money into rock and roll.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
Make a jazz noise here, man. Yeah. Jazz from hell. I celebrate his whole collection. I got probably like 50, 60 Zappa CDs, and I'm sure that's not even close to his whole collection, man. That dude's still
prolific.
He died in '93. We're at 2023, and I bet they're still putting out new stuff out of the old Zappa vault. So there you go. So Kirkos playing on January 26th.
Yep.
Also the 27th, the other day, Saturday, for Winter Jam. Let's talk about what's happening Saturday real quick, and then we'll get back to KirkosBand.com.
Well, we know we got the live music, the Irish music always going on at Morrisons, and piano's always going on down at Ragin Cajun. Harvest Drive Trio, doing 2 o'clock at Max Timeout in Alton. Odd time slot for a Saturday, but the big deal is the Pasta House reunion, right?
Okay, nice. I did not see that.
Our buddy down at the lodge is going to think up something good.
I did not see that till just now. Okay.
Well, he's got Matt Tall playing the Pasta House reunion, and he's basically saying, hey, you guys remember the Pasta House, and y'all work there, so let's just get all them people together. And have a party. You gotta come up with a reason, Rich.
Hey, you gotta have a reason to party, man. Not really. It's like Tuesday. Let's party, I mean, does Tara Reid come up with a reason to party? No. She just wakes up and starts partying.
So they're going to be doing like blue jazz festivals with Tay Kelly all, starting this winter, like almost maybe one Sunday a month or something like that. I know there's one this Sunday coming up down there at the lodge at Lovejoy.
Excellent, man.
Duology 2 to 6 and Up All Night at Fast Eddie's at 7:30. Flip the Frog 7 to 10 at the Moose and Alton Rogers in Neenhouse. 7 to 10 at Baker's and Hale and Godfrey. Champagne Fix. Didn't get enough on New Year's. We got them at the Pump House on a Saturday night, 9 o'clock.
I just need a little to make me straight, man.
Good River, right? There's our buddy, the scruffy-looking Nerf Herder, 7 to 11. That's got to be at the top of the list for names.
I do love that name.
We may give him number one for the past year, since his name popped up quite a bit. Sparky's in South Roxana from 7 to 11 for the scruffy-looking Nerf Herder. Logan Chapman, 6 to 9 up at George's Local Brew in Jerseyville. The Two Pedros out at Grafton Winery Brew House from 3 to 7.
See, that should be Dos Pedros.
Yeah, well.
Because who don't like a good dose?
When we have him on, I'm sure you'll change that name. You always do, right?
Not Kirkos. I'm just like happy to be getting it right. After your name is Kirkos Magoo.
You didn't change Toxic Johnny's name when they ran. 8 o'clock at Wiggler's.
He's a nice guy, but I'm really afraid the guy, like, I feel like if you said too much, he's an eye biter. He'll just, like, bite your eye out and show it to you or something. And I don't know why, because he's a super nice guy. Like, he helps kids out, his wife's sweet, but I just get the feeling he spent enough time on the road that he don't take much crap. Like, he's got a line that you don't cross with him. I don't know. He's a super nice guy.
Yeah. It was the Mr. Yuck sticker that threw you off. You're thinking of the wrong guy.
I do like the stickers, man. Hey, man, we got Jake's leg.
Yeah, but I didn't finish saying where Toxic Johnny was. They're at Wiggler's in Holiday Shores in Edwardsville, which is a new location for Wiggler's. They moved.
Really?
A little bigger place.
Okay.
An old pizza joint up there. I can't think of the name of it right off the top, but... And then, Jake's leg.
In Holiday Shores.
Yeah. I'll get more stats when we...
There's not a whole lot of businesses in Holiday Shores. But anyway, all right.
It's been years since you even found it, so...
Every now and again I go back there and I still think I live there. They're like, you must go. And I'm like, I'm just making a sandwich, man.
I bet you can find the Wildey Theater on Saturday night because Jake's Leg's going to be there.
That sounds like a party to me.
Yeah.
Sounds like a party.
Right around the corner, Sweet Bottom Band, 6 to 9, Big Daddy's in Edwardsville. And we talked about it already last week, the Dana Michael Anderson tribute, hosted by Matt Meyer from Poor Dirty Astronaut and Butch Moore. Starts at 4, goes to 11:55 at the Staggering in Edwardsville. And all the singer-songwriters and anyone who knew Dana Michael Anderson show up for that one. And you can jump up on stage. That's open.
He'll be Butch will be signing people up at just like an open mic night when you come in if you want to get up and play, and you can play your own stuff, play whatever you want, and learn a Dana Michael Anderson tune and play it. Anyway, it's just in memory of a great guy. They're a great musician, great guy.
And you're going to do the next one because I want you to say it.
Oh, let's see. Hell and Back acoustic.
Right.
I'm going to Hell and Back.
Acoustic show. You are this Saturday?
Acoustically.
You're going there this Saturday, 7 to 11 at the cabin of Judy Creed in Glen Carmen. Then 10 times 0, 9 o'clock at Patrick's in Granite City. Classic Crush, 8 o'clock at Tegan's Pub in Granite City. You got to take this one, Pigpen.
Booyah Brotherhood. I don't know. Booyah. I think it's Booyha. Booyah Brotherhood.
Right.
Wow, that's at Deutz Village Inn, and I don't know who they are, but that is going to be a party. Because Deutz is just a partying place. People are going to be up on the tables dancing, and whoever they are, Booyah Brotherhood just already sounds cool.
Alex Diggy, or Digi.
Alex Digi.
Yeah, with parentheses.
Digi.
Around Digi, for whatever reason. 7 to 10 at Red's Tavern in Bunker Hill. I think someone's just making fun of him. So they put that in quotes, and now he's going to hear it all night. And then Experience Live Music Raw on Saturday. And I have to mention Weedmouth playing down there, Pigpen, because, a lot of bands have taken our name Cottonmouth, even though it's an official trademark. But if you're going to do it, be smart and call your band Weedmouth. That's way more original than ripping somebody off. I like that name. It sounds great.
I do too. I think you should add a link. You already did. You added a link from Cottonmouth to Weedmouth. It's all
right. And speaking of links, the reason he brings that up, all these gigs that we mentioned, we list them right there at cottonmouth.org, and so you can be out in Grafton and go, what's going on around the corner? And just pull up cottonmouth.org. You get the whole list right there. Plus bands, venues. Media, where you can get your stuff played in places that take submissions. It's basically a worksheet for bands.
There you go.
So bands can go on there, find places to play around town, find what kind of music getting played there, and go on from there.
I'm waiting for you to ask them if they know about Beyond.
Beyond FM, 24/7.
No.
I thought that's where you were going with it.
That's one of the links on there. They will play your music, so you might want to submit your stuff there. There's quite a few links right at the top with cottonmouth.org, because I know when the bands go there, like, where do I get my stuff played? That's all I care about, so I put it right at the top.
Yeah, cool. And Beyond FM will play your stuff, indeed. Do you have it available on CDs or just streaming devices?
We do have it on CDs. I actually brought a few in his studio if y'all want a couple.
Excellent. I do.
Cool.
I absolutely do. So I really want as many as you're going to give me because like I'm gonna try and sell them for
Turn them for a profit. Yeah.
right.
Well, we're having a hard time doing that ourselves.
I'm
So.
gonna be at your shows undercutting you. Like, hey, they're selling for $5. I got it for $4 over here. Mine are signed and not by their actual band, but like it's their names. You know.
I signed it 4 times.
Bios.
The big one to mention on Sunday is Sound Sanctuary with Joshua Grassley. So Joshua Grassley's doing a Sound Sanctuary. Okay.
Let's talk about
11:30 to 1 at Rootbound in St. Louis. So
Okay. What day was that?
that's Sunday.
That's Sunday. Okay. And
I skipped a couple on Saturday because I didn't want to travel out to Martin's Lanes and Root House and mention Blacktop South. Or did I just do that? Yeah.
What? Or all the way out to Concordia, to Staunton, Concordia, and Ruby Leap.
That's a sold out show. So.
Sold. Well, yeah.
And that's
I
a
bet she's selling
rescheduled show.
Yeah.
So she goes on The Voice, right? But had a show scheduled for like, I don't know, mid-December at some point, thinking, I probably won't make it that far.
Right. And
But she did.
Yeah.
She ends up finishing second on The Voice. And so she had to
come to Staunton and play.
she had to move that show till right. So that's a reschedule.
Because they were still in.
But they were sold out back then. I did see a post on there from Concordia. They're like, hey, if anybody's deciding not to come and want to give up your tickets, just go ahead and bring them here and we'll sell them again.
Yeah, sure they have. Sure,
yeah, it's going to be hard to catch Ruby Lee. She is heading to Texas. She's heading all over the place.
And I knew that she was in town, and I had her number from a couple years back, but it must have been before I lost my last phone because I was searching for her number yesterday or the day before, going, okay, while she's in town, let's round her up real quick because we're not going to see her again after that. She's going to be gone.
Well, I'm going to take it even further. So I told you last week about Doug interviewing her back when she was 9 years old.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
So,
that's right.
So I went to the New Year's Eve show. I talked to her dad, right, who does all her bookings.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know if we're going to have time to do anything. He's like, man, everyone's calling. He's like, tell Doug I got his message and I'll get back to him. And I'm like, that's cool. Maybe we can piggyback an interview with her, when you do Doug. Right. And so I come in and I tell Doug that. The very next, after I leave here, Wednesday, I go home and I look and they've hired someone to book all of her media.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
So it's
swamped.
It's just blowing up.
Yeah.
So.
There you go.
And congrats to her. 16 years old, man.
Oh, wow.
Just finished second on The Voice.
That's fun.
That's amazing.
And I got to tell you a story. This was my favorite story she told on New Year's Eve. So she's practicing the first night before she meets anybody, right? And the song that she did that turns 4 chairs, because when you do your first song for the audition, the 4 chair judges are facing away from you. And every one that turns means you're going to go on, right? So she turns all 4 chairs because she starts yodeling. And it's insanely good yodeling. That's awesome. Right? And so she's practicing this song the night before she's going to do it, and they're supposed to stop at 9 o'clock, right? And it's like 9:50, and she's working because she's a worker. And there's a knock on the door, and she's like, oh, no, first night here, and I'm in trouble. Right. So she goes to the door, and she sees this dude, man, long braids and tough-looking guy, and she's like, he's like, man, that was the coolest thing I have ever heard. He's like, wow, that is insane. So she goes to the thing the next day, right? And it's Huntley, the guy who ends up beating her in The Voice.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
Nice.
What a story.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing.
That's wild.
Yeah. And she lost 31 to 30%.
Oh.
That close.
Heartbreaker.
It's tight, man.
And just to give Huntley a little boost, he had this guy Niles who was his coach.
Yeah.
He was in some boy band.
Yeah.
He's got like all these fans, right?
Right.
Just saying.
Yeah.
It was a vote, guys.
Right. You guys vote for my guy, man. Yeah.
Hey, I say vote for Kirkos.
Hey, well,
Thank you.
All right. 4 more years.
Yeah.
4 more.
You can vote for him on Friday, January 26th.
Yeah.
Don't vote for the Sandwich Brothers. They start at 6.
Make jams scare you guys.
Darry Garcia is going to be hard not to vote for. at 7:20, and then Joshua Grassle and Friends. You will hear them.
Oh yeah,
at 8:35.
Yep. You know what? The last time I saw Josh was the quietest I think I had seen him. And also just the absolute, it was a soulful version of, it was beautiful, man. I mean, it was crazy. I'm used to him just being so loud and in your face and punk rock and all that. And to hear him get a little quieter and soulful was like bone chilling. So I'm hoping for more of that.
That's
Chevy talking about it. All right.
We're talking about night 1 to 2 at Winter Jam, brought to you by Happy Trails, right?
All right. Happy Trails Productions.
That's
Mr.
Friday the
Marshall and
26th and Saturday the 27th, which features the headliner Aaron Kamm.
Aaron Kamm and the One Drops.
And 2 of Marshall's bands opening up. Well, CornFish, he might join them.
I was going to say, CornFish, last time he had a bass player with him, and he had a couple guys with him.
But he'll jam with anyone.
I was going to say, CornFish will get up and jam. My buddy Sam there, man. That dude's awesome, man.
And then
it'll be a good time.
Pickin Buds as well, which is Tate Kelly and the guys that are putting on all those shows.
I thought that was an activity we were going to do.
So
Pick Buds, trim them up too.
Right.
So this Sunday, it's the open mic bluegrass jam 2 to 5 at the lodge at Lovejoy. So we got to scat out of here this time, Pigpen.
Let's do it, man.
Well, we got a little bit of time. I'm just letting you know that we do have to.
We actually have to hit the top of the hour.
Yeah.
Usually we're
working on it now.
All right, let's act like we know what we're doing here. We're gonna time this back to the top of the hour.
Well, we're close enough that I'm just gonna pot it up and we'll just stop talking at that point. But before we do, we have to say
what's happening at 7 that we gotta skedaddle.
Oh, it's some basketball. Or something.
I.
By the way, speaking of basketball, Ruby Lee is going to be playing a Texas A&M and Mizzou halftime show.
Oh wow!
How about that? She's launching, man. I mean, she's out of here, guys.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Basketball is my favorite sport. I like the way they dribble up and down the court.
Basketball Jones, I'm a basketball Jones. All right, thanks for Kirkos for coming in and talking to them. And check them out Friday the 26th as part of the Winter Jam down at Jacoby's Art Center, and
I expect greatness.
Catch them on the road, touring with Ruby Lee in the future.
That could be fun, man.
I'm saying anybody with a new brain should book Ruby Lee right now and have their band open for them. Of course, you're going to get blown away, but I mean, you're going to play for a crowd. That's the main thing.
All I'm doing is Kitty Roger songs all night.
All right, get out and support local music and art and Halpin Music Company and Matt Van Roor's Macias Insurance.
I think so.
Sometimes it's okay to think you know.